Welcome to our practice. I'm so excited because I've finally been given the go-ahead. I'm allowed to have my head upside down. I'm allowed to push myself a little bit in asanas and move away from just restoration and meditation. So this is an exciting moment for me after all of the healing that's been going on around my eyes, my eyemare as I call it. So I hope you'll join me today. We'll be using a wall, gathering anything else that you might need. And let's start in a seated meditation, opening up to God, to our hearts, and settling into that practice space. Right ankle cross in front of the left, making sure that there's enough height that the knees are relaxed and flowing down. It's not lifting up, not clenching anywhere, releasing and letting go. And then as we close the eyes, turn the gaze inwards and feel your inner spine. How does it feel? Does it feel curved? Does it feel tight, compressed? Are you able to extend it, to lengthen it? Are you able to stretch it so much that you begin to notice that there's even an equal space between each of the vertebrae, from the base all the way up to the very top of the spine? And now consciously with an exhale, relax the shoulders, but keep that length in the spine. And then turn the hands so the palms are open to the sky. Beginning to increase the duration of our breath cycle. Soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations flowing through us. And then lifting the hands and pressing the palms together. Keep rolling the shoulders back, opening the heart. And opening this practice with 3 Oms. Inhale. And then the hands releasing, the eyelids opening. And we are ready to begin our asanas. So move whatever you're sitting on. Adho Mukha, heels against the wall. Spreading the palms, spreading those fingers. Lifting the heels enough, but not too high. If you lift them too high, then the sole of the foot comes to the wall and the underneath of the heel comes to the wall. We want the back of the heel against the wall, so the feet are diagonalized. And look at your toes and spread them apart. So you're spreading the base of the foot, spreading the ball of the foot as much as possible. Check your arms, that they're straight. Let the shoulders be broad, freeing the neck area. And then lower the head down so you feel the back of the neck long. With each exhale, push the shins back towards the wall, seeing what that brings to the pose. And then looking forward, walking the feet forward, turn the toes in, the heels turning out, and taking hold of the elbows, hanging Uttanasana. Move the arms back so they're behind the ears, not in front of the ears, behind the ears, and the elbow tips kind of lifting back so that you can press the shoulder blades forward. So that correlation between the upper arms and the shoulder blades, we want to invite our shoulder blades to push into the upper back to stop that protruding out that they do, moving them in and feeling the armpit open. And then releasing the hands, coming back down onto the knees, and we're turning around, Adho Mukha Svanasana, with our hands against the wall, palms flat, and thumb and index finger pressing into the wall. Before you lift the knees up, just turn your inner elbows towards the wall. It'll be really easy to do when the hands are placed this way, and feel the relationship with the shoulders. When the inner elbows face the wall, the shoulders broaden, and then the neck is even freer. Line the knees up with the hands, turn the toes under, inhale, and exhale, pushing yourselves back. Keep an eye on those inner elbows, they love to turn in at the last moment here. So keep turning them open towards the wall, towards the wall, towards the wall. Lift the sit bones higher. With an exhale, straighten the legs, lift the heels, re-straighten the legs, and then lower the head down so that the back of the neck is long. Look at your feet. If the toes are very white, that means you're pressing too much into the toes. So where do you press? You press into the balls of the feet and lift the toes up. And let the toes grow from the foot. Try not to feel them retracting. Often we put a lot of tension into our toes. We want to be in the foot, the feet, not the toes. So the toes lifting and the toes growing and extending from the base of the foot. And gently releasing, and the knees coming back down. Right, time for a little twist against the wall. So you could either use what you were sitting on when we started, was height, but better would be a block because it's firmer. And take the highest height possible, arms distance away from the wall. Marichasana 3. And this opening sequence of downward dog, hands to the wall, downward dog, feet to the wall, interspersed with Marichasana 3 is a very classic fight vidya opening for classes. So it's like coming home for me. All right, this foot facing forward. Don't let this leg roll out. So awareness extending. The sit bones spread. Turning to the right, find the wall. Establish whether you're too close, too far. See how my elbow is very bent? It's going to constrict me. So I'm going to move a little bit forward. Finding just the right distance to really help you to move deeper into the twist. And then go ahead and lift the left arm up. And exhale, reach forward. Pressing the outside edge of that arm to the outside edge of the thigh. Remember that each exhale is what helps us to go more deeply into the twist. and that this arm against the leg isn't just decorative. So it's not just hanging out. Press the arm to the leg and press the leg back to the arm. Have that firmness there. Really helps us in the twistiness. And then releasing, unwinding and changing sides. Extend your attention. Make sure this foot isn't rolling out, right up, heel pressing down. Make sure this leg isn't dropping out, straight in the middle, foot facing forward. And now turning to the left. Lift the right arm up and exhale across and reach for the outside edge of that thigh and press the arm against it. Then inhale, relax the abdomen, don't let it be constricted because that will stop the twist. And then exhale, press that arm against the thigh, press the thigh against the arm and commence the journey of twistiness. And exhale and releasing and unwinding from that. Okay, moving our block away and let's just take our mat a little bit away from the wall now. So we've used the wall and we've used these longer holes to really bring the mind into the body, to bring the attention there, to create that focus. And now let's come to some Surya Namaskars to heat the body up in a different way and really start to flow with our breath. So a little bit of space from the wall so that our feet won't be touching. And let's come and meet standing at the front of the mat. Inhale the arms up, reaching up to the heavens. Exhale the arms down, reaching to the core of the earth. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step the right leg back to a nice wide lunge and drop the right knee to the ground. Press the hips forward and look up. And now make the hands firm. Turn the back toes under, straighten the right leg and step the left leg back, finding plank pose. Hold your solidness here. Grip the abdomen up, make it strong. And now bend the knees to the mat, but keep the belly button lifted. Inhale and exhale, Ardha Chaturanga, squeeze those elbows in. Keep lifting the belly button up, don't let the organs drop. And then sliding forward in order to come to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Taking a few breaths here, allowing the posture to unfold. And then rolling over the toes and back to Ardha Mukha Svanasana. In this one, pressing the heels down completely now, but keep lifting the toes, having the toes extend from the foot. And keep using the exhale to press the shins back, helping the heels to connect to the mat. And now looking up, inhale, and step your right leg forward to a nice wide lunge, and bend the left knee to the mat. Press the hips forward. Looking up, breathing here. And now turn the back toes under, straighten that left leg. We're going to bring the left foot forward, the feet meeting, lowering the head down, Uttanasana. And then inhaling the arms back up, Urdhva Hastasana. And the hands through Namaste. Hands Tadasana. Relax the face, relax the shoulders. Smooth inhalation, smooth exhalation. And coming for our second one. Inhale the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, look up. And exhale, step the left leg forward this time. And the knee to the mat. And press the hips forward. Looking up at the sky, offering the heart up to the sky. And then turning the toes under, straightening the leg, make the hands firm. And bring the right leg back, finding plank pose. Firm leg, squeeze the inner knee, push out through the inner heels. Lift the belly button up so the organs are strong. The abdominal muscles are strong. Keep that strength in the abdominal muscles as you bend the knees to the mat, so don't let them go. Keep that strength there. Inhale. And exhale, Ardha Chaturanga, squeeze the elbows in. Now push yourselves forward, shimmy forward, and then inhaling up, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And then rolling over the toes and finding Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Check that your fingers are still spread, the hands broad. As you lower the head down, check that the feet are the same width as your hands, that the inner arches are lifting, that the heels are pressing down and the toes also extending and lifting. And then inhale, looking up, stepping the left leg forward, bending the right knee to the mat, release the feet, and press the hips forward as you open the chest to the sky. And then releasing, let's bring that right leg forward, joining with the left, Uttanasana. And then inhaling the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Press down, lift up, press down. Hands coming back down. And releasing into Tadasana. Okay, so we have a little bit more warmth now, a little bit of flow as well. Let's bring our mat back in and come for some standing poses. Also, make sure that you have a block. Even if you feel that you don't need it, that you can easily reach your legs or the floor. Let's take a block on purpose, just to give a little bit of inner lift. It's a way of experiencing standing poses differently. So we'll be doing Trikonasana first. So place the block on the highest height on the right hand side of your mat, and then turn around, the outside edge of the left foot pressing against the wall. Right leg stepping forward. Make sure to have a nice wide distance and line that front heel up with this part right underneath the big toe. So not the arch of the foot, but actually a little bit further forward. This is going to help us to really press this front buttock bone forward as we windmill into our Trikonasana. Now check the block, bring it in so that your hand will easily be able to reach it. Spread the toes, put your hands on your hips and stabilize your hips. There's a tendency to just kind of not be aware of them. So hold them nice and steady and make sure that they're facing the long edge of the mat. They're not turning with the front leg. And now go ahead and extend the arms, lift the chest, inhale. With an exhale, reach to the right and push the hips to the left. So now the hips are moving towards the wall as the trunk is reaching to the right. Keep that back arm alert, the back leg firm. Coming down, windmilling, windmilling, windmilling. And then press the hands on the block and stretch the left arm to the sky. Now don't just sink into the block like this. Here I'm just sinking, you can see. I want you to press into the block so that you're lifting and turning. So the hand presses into the block and the block presses into the hand. A dynamic relationship, like we had in our Madhyachasana 3, the twist with the wall, when the arm was pressing into the leg and the leg was pressing into the arm. So fine, how can the block press into the hand to help that liftingness in the chest, that turning in the chest? Now with each exhale, I want you to try to press your front buttock forward. So find the front, the right buttock bone, and with your exhale, press it forward so it's not poking out. Ready? Inhale. Exhale, press it forward. And again, inhale. Exhale, press it forward. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, press it forward. Good. Now repress the hand into the block and turn and twist the trunk even more, keeping that buttock bone firmly pressing forward. If you have any pain in the neck, you can just drop the head and look in the opposite direction or look straight forward. Adjusting for yourselves. Breathing here. A few more breaths. And then inhaling back up. And exhale. Release. Okay, bringing the block, of course, to the left-hand side. Right foot to the wall. The whole outside edge of the foot, including the heel. People love to just feel that this part of the foot is enough. You really need to make sure that the outside edge of your heel is also touching the wall. Nice wide stance. Really go bigger, 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 bigger. And check that if you were to draw a line from your front foot, it would line up with the front part of the arch of the foot beneath the big toe. And this is going to help us to push the buttock bone more forward than usual. All right, hands on the hips. And here, just bringing a little awareness to our hips. Remembering that our practice is not just a workout, it's a mindfulness experience. So what's happening in the hips? Feel them, adjust, and make sure your hips are facing the long edge of the mat. And then inhale, stretch the arms, lift the chest. Exhale, reach to the left and push your hips towards the wall to the right. That's it, keep reaching to the left, pushing the hips to the right. Reaching, 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 the back arm is strong, it's not just flopping, it's reaching, the back leg is strong. And now the hand down to the block as you stretch that right arm up to the sky. Now being conscious of how the block is helping us. So again, avoiding the sinking into the block where it's just supporting us completely. We're pressing down and the block is pressing back up. And that brings a whole new energetic experience to the trunk, a liftingness. And we can twist and turn with that liftingness. Make sure that the outside edge of that back foot stays firm against the wall. Now let's use our exhale to press the front left buttock forward. Ready? Inhale. Exhale, press the left buttock forward. And again, inhale. Exhale, press the left buttock forward. One more time, inhale. Exhale, press the left buttock forward, turn and twist. And remembering if the neck hurts, adjust the head, even if it means turning it down, but keep twisting the trunk to the sky, keeping that buttock bone pressing forward. Good, and then inhaling up, and exhale, releasing. Beautiful. Okay, time for Parshvakonasana, and we will use also the block. So moving the block to the right hand side, and we're going to purposefully overcross our feet in Parshvakonasana so we can really move the front buttock bone forward as we twist the trunk. So left foot to the wall, just like Trikonasana. Right leg forward, but this time move the right foot to the left edge of the mat. So you're really overcrossed. And then bring this block in a little bit. Make sure you have that wide distance that's going to enable you to have a nice lunge where this front leg is going to be able to, as much as physically possible, be at a 90-degree angle. Hands on the hips, adjust them. And squeeze the outer hips in. And then stretch the arms. Inhale. And exhale, begin to bend that front knee. Check with your eyes. See that you're making a square with the knee. That you're not letting the knee curve in, you're pushing it open. Good, now inhale. And exhale, reach the trunk to the right and move the hips to the wall. The hips to the left, the trunk to the right. Come down, place the hand on the block, adjust it, move it in, and press the outer thigh against that arm. Stretch the left arm to the sky. Now let's use the exhale to press the right buttock bone and the front buttock bone forward. Ready? Inhale. Exhale, press it forward. And again, inhale. Exhale, press it forward. Keep the thigh pressing against the arm. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, press it forward. Good, now turn that top arm so the palm faces forward and extend the arm over, finding Parshvakonasana. Keep pressing the buttock forward as you turn and twist the trunk, the chest opening to the sky. Remembering not to sink into the block, bringing what we learned in our Trikonasana with the hand on the block into our Parshvakonasana, so the block is pressing back at us, helping us to get that inner liftingness. Good, and then bring the arm back up, and coming out, and back up, and releasing. Ready for the other side. So the block moving to the left. Right foot against the wall. In the middle. Left leg forward. Nice distance. And then move that foot towards the right edge of the mat. So you're overcrossing, which helps to stop the bum from going out, which is a really common tendency because it enables us to get lower. But it doesn't do any good to our hips. In fact, it creates distortion. So we really want to learn to tuck that buttock bone in and then just bring this block so that it's ready and waiting for the hands. All right, hands first on the hips, awareness in the hips. We all have that tendency to start off in this unevenness here. So use the hands to bring alignment there and then squeeze the outer hips in. Hold that and then stretch the arms, lift the chest. Inhale. Exhale, begin to make a square with the front leg, and you can use your eyes to check that your body is doing what you think it's doing. And then the knee isn't coming in, opening it. And when you're down as low as you can, inhale and exhale, move the trunk to the left, the hips to the right, the trunk to the left, the hips to the right, and bring the arm down to the block and stretch the right arm to the sky. Now feel the outer thigh pressing against the arm. And let's now use the exhale to press that left buttock bone forward. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Press the left buttock bone forward. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And now turn the top arm, palm facing forward. And extend the arm over diagonally, finding your Parsvakonasana. Keep the outside edge of that thigh pressing against the arm. The buttock bone firmly forward and the trunk twisting, the waist stretching. And then bring the arm back up, making our way back out with steadiness. And the leg straightening. And releasing. Coming back in. And let's come to a hanging Uttanasana. So the toes turning in a little bit, the heels out. So that as we come forward, the thighs are rolling in, the buttocks are spreading. Holding onto the elbows and relaxing and breathing here, hanging Uttanasana. Now, even though we're relaxing in comparison to our Parsvakonasana, the legs are still firm, so the kneecaps aren't dropping. The kneecaps are lifting up, the thighs are gripping. And then releasing the hands down, bending the knees slightly, and making our way back up. And now we're going to turn to the wall and use this block for our front foot for an experience of Parsvakonasana. So if your mat's moved away from the wall, as it tends to do, slide it back in. And then place your block like this, right in the center on a diagonal. Face the wall, hands on the wall to steady. And right foot up on that diagonalized block. Then go ahead and step the left leg back. See that my left foot is not turned in completely, but it's not turned out completely either. It's just that sweet spot where it's turned in enough so that the hips can really turn to face the wall. So the back foot helps the hips to be placed correctly. And then if you haven't already, go ahead and straighten that leg. Draw this front kneecap up, draw this front thigh up into the hip. Feel that action, how it helps, again, really turn the hips. Breathing here. And then slowly begin to walk the hands down the wall. And once you can look down, keep looking at that front knee, squeezing the knee up, squeezing the thigh up, feeling it being drawn into the hips and how it helps the hips to pull back. Mindful movement, keep spreading your attention everywhere. And then inhale, looking up, hands to the wall. Re-grip your knee, your thigh up. Don't let them drop on the way out. Making your way out. By the hands, walking up, but keep the hips facing the wall. And then releasing that front leg. And coming out. All right, the left leg up on that block. Now when we have the foot lifted like this, what does it do? It really helps us to connect and to lift the kneecap and the thigh up. So that's why working with the front foot lifted in this pose is so brilliant, because in the learning of the knee and the thigh lifting up, then we really learn to connect the femur bone into the hip socket. We reintegrate that which may have come a little bit displaced with time. So hands on the wall. Turn the hips, check your back foot. Is it helping? Is it in the right position to turn the hips? And then feel the front knee and the front thigh being gripped up. It's not enough to just have the leg straight. You need to grip the knee and thigh up. And feel how when the thigh grips up, it helps the hips to turn even more. So a new firmness there. And then begin to bring the hands down the wall. And down. And down, re-grip the knee and thigh up. Yes, the back of the leg is opening. Hands to the floor if possible. Re-grip the knee and thigh up. Lower the head down, breathing here. Re-grip the knee and thigh up. They love to drop. And inhale, looking up, hands to the wall. Let the hands help you to come out. Keep that front knee and thigh gripping. Keep the hips facing the wall. And then release that front foot. And coming out. And just ease the legs out. Feel that. And congratulations. Our standing pose little sequence is complete. We're now going to move the mat away from the wall and come for some sitting poses. Okay, the first sitting pose we're going to do is Upavishta Konasana. So nice wide legs. And then with your hands, pull the sit bones apart. And flex the feet and push out through the balls of the feet. Feel a new firmness in the heels, firmness in the legs, and the knees and thighs are gripping. Even though we're sitting down, they're gripping. So how do we bring our standing poses into our sitting poses? Okay, we're going to turn to the right first. And with your left hand, reach for the outside edge of that right foot. And then just cup the right hand on the floor. And turning and twisting. Twisting Upavishta Konasana. Really important to keep gripping the legs like a standing pose. So we just made that imprint in that last pose, particularly with the foot lifted. Really got to feel that knee and thigh lifting. So keep that imprint there, keep that grippiness, turn and twist. And then coming back up. And now to the left. So turn to the left and reach with the right arm for the outside edge of the left foot. And then make a cupping shape with the left hand, so the palms lifted, the fingers are pressing down. And with each exhale, turning and twisting as well as coming forward. The knees and thighs firm. And then emerging. Keep the firmness of the legs. Grab that block, which hopefully you have somewhere close by. And just bring it right in so it's pressing against the pubic bone. I love this variation. As we come forward to Yoga Mudrasana, the block here just reminds us to keep the pubic bone perpendicular to the ground so it doesn't flop forward. The pubic bone stays perpendicular, the organs are moving towards the lower back, and then coming forward is a different experience. It's not coming from a droppingness, a letting go-ness completely in the organic body, but there's a kind of backward action as the trunk extends forward, and it's much nicer for the lower back as well. So Yoga Mudrasana in Upavishta Konasana, a cupping shape with the hands, the inner elbows turning as much as possible to the sky, and this is helping to broaden our shoulders. And lowering the head down. Keep the legs firm. The knees gripping to the thighs gripping into the hips. And then looking up. And the hands coming back. Check that your legs haven't collapsed unmindfully. Re-grip them. And then moving the block. And now let's bring the feet in towards each other. Baddha Konasana. Now again, just like when we started class in the sitting pose, when I said if your knees are very high, take height, same thing. If your knees are very high, sit on a blanket, sit on the block with the blanket on top if need be. Anything to help the hips be higher is going to help the legs flow downwards. And then the two fingers holding onto the big toe. Inhale. And exhaling forward. Now there's two types of forward actions in Baddha Konasana. So this first one is where we're bringing the head towards the feet. And here your elbows on your inner thigh, that can really help the inner thigh to roll back and to press down. And an imaginary block against your pubic bone. You can see your pubic bone from this position, so you can see if it's dropping. Lift it up, lift the pelvic floor, lift the pubic bone, lift the organs. And then he'll look up, and now let's come to the second kind of Yoga Mudrasana. Yoga Mudrasana is going forward. So this is the second kind where the arms are stretching forward, and so it brings more length to the spine. We're not trying to bring the head towards the feet. We're trying to bring the head towards the floor, but not towards the feet, which rounds the spine. So different action. You can either have the hands cupped or the hands down. Make sure the fingers are spread if the hands are down, and the shoulders broad. Breathing here. And then coming back out. And that feels so good. I just want to go on and on, but I'm reining myself in because I want this class to be under an hour. And so we are now going to lift the legs up, release ourselves from Baddha, and it's going to be time for us to wind down with restorative inversions using the wall. So we're going to bring our mat back into the wall, and we're going to use the block that we've been using and the blanket, and make sure that you have a strap. So gathering all that stuff, and let's meet back for this last little section of relaxation, restoration with openings, of course. All right, so the block, not on its highest height, okay? Not like that either. We want this section of the block, nice supportive section for our lower back, and not right up against the wall either. A little bit of a gap like this. And then for comfort's sake, we're going to take the blanket and place it on top of the block, and then you can see why we might have wanted a little space too to accommodate the blanket, otherwise it would create ridges and discomfort. Okay, have the strap, and already make sure that your strap has a nice wide loop in it. This is a really long strap, so I can make a really wide loop. If you have a shorter strap, you'll just go as far as you can go. Basically, you'll come up, our legs will be against the wall, and our legs will be in a nice wide Upadichakonasana. So, of course, if you're very tight here, then you'll have to make the strap a little smaller, and if you're very open, then you can go as wide as you can. So to come in, we come in sideways, sitting in, and then turning and staying as close to the wall as possible. Another reason why you didn't want to have the block completely against the wall, because it kind of pushes you back. And lying down. And when you lie down, roll the shoulders back. Don't just lie down and have the shoulders hunched like this. Roll each front shoulder back and press the shoulder blade up. This is opening the chest, and it's giving a better, healthier shape to the upper back. It's taking away any possibility of curvingness like this in the upper back. And those shoulder blades, instead of protruding, are lifting up. So you can scoot in a little bit. There you go. You should feel really well supported with the blanket and the block. And then take your strap. And see, this is the shape. So I'm going to go wider. And the strap is just helping the legs to stay there so that they can actually relax in the shape. So you're not having to hold, which creates tension in the organ. We want our entire organic body to really release. In fact, we want it to recede, to melt towards the lower back. So that any kind of inflation and holding on in this area, any grippings here is just completely releasing, being soothed. The gut is being soothed. And the arms extended away, palms up, and the eyes closed. Just lightly wiggling the fingers and toes, preparing to move our legs. So you may wish to have your hands help your legs to move. And then we're bending the knees, the feet sliding down the wall, and the feet helping us to push ourselves back. Right side, left side, right side, left side, one hip at a time until the entire lower back is on the mat. And then you can just cross the ankles, right ankle cross in front of the left, so that they're resting on the block and blanket, and re-extend the arms. Just a few breaths here. Re-relax the groins, re-relax the abdomen. And now changing the cross of the ankles, left ankle underneath the right. And with an exhalation, re-relax completely into the earth, everything melting. And now uncrossing the ankles, and let's roll over onto the right hand side. And then pushing ourselves back up. And taking a final seat, move the strap aside. Use the wall to really feel the length of the spine. Use the wall to really feel the front shoulders rolling back, the shoulder blades pressing forward. The eyes closed. Relax those legs completely. Relax the thighs so they flow towards the ground. Feel the difference. How we started our practice, how we feel now. Take note of those differences. And then the palms pressing together in front of the chest. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Peace, Peace. And then the hands releasing. And as the eyelids opening. And welcome back. Our practice is complete. Please do let me know how it was for you. Leave a message below the video. I love hearing from you. And I'm so happy to be able to be back on the mat and moving again in this way and sharing this with you. Thank you for being here.